Hello and welcome back to the news video for Neo Subtitle. If you don't know me, I am a Norwegian 15-year-old entrepreneur in the making. I currently am the owner and CEO of ericsnmedia.no. If you want to check that out. And I basically just do these, make these videos every weekend, where you could call it a podcast, where I try to journal my journey, so that I can have something to look back on in the future. My main objective, my two main objectives is giving people real knowledge, real authentic knowledge from someone who actually has documented their whole journey, not just some made up journey. And yeah, my second wish is to document it for myself, so that I can, my plan is in 10 years to have a net worth of over $200 million, which is a lot, and it's very, very hard to do. But that's why I had to work very, very hard. My primary focus for today will be discipline and motivation. So to start, I guess we could discuss how what the differences are between discipline and motivation. When I say to you have to be disciplined, you probably think about someone like David Goggins, if you know who that is. But if I say to you have to be motivated, you might just think about David Goggins there too. And essentially, what I'm trying to get at is that motivation and discipline is two very different things, but they do connect in a way where essentially motivation, this is something I learned from a pretty mentor called TJR, which did day trading, which I don't really do anymore. But I suggest you watch him on YouTube. His boot camps are very useful for entrepreneurs too. Essentially, what he taught me, something very, very important he taught me, is that motivation only roots for or lasts for a maximum 2 weeks, and discipline might last forever. That's just on you, really. A perfect example of discipline and motivation is reading books. I am currently on my third book. I'm trying my best to read 15 pages a day, but my discipline is not very, very good these days, as I do have a lot to do with ericsmedia. I'm currently sending out follow-ups like a madman, because I know how important it is to really get the knowledge into people's heads. So I'm spending really all my time on that. I do sometimes just have zero energy. Maybe I didn't sleep too well. Maybe I just don't really have the motivation and discipline. As we just talked about, most motivation really just isn't there after 2 weeks. What you have to do in that situation, in my opinion, is not to grab an ice cream and chug a liter of Coke while you watch TV. But what you need to do is grab something in nutrition, like a banana for example, grab a glass of milk, put your phone down on a stand or something like that, and watch a movie while you work. That is actually a very useful thing I just started doing myself. I didn't learn that from anybody, which you can say I'm proud of that. I do believe that we should always try to work in the silence and darkness, as that does help your brain connect faster, if that makes sense. But essentially, you just need to have the discipline. Having discipline is basically just giving away something now for something possibly greater in return in the future, but not guaranteed. That's the thing. It's never guaranteed if you give it away. So it's like investing, really. Investing in stocks, for example. You can put $100 in, and you can possibly make a return of $1 gazillion. There's no limit, if that makes sense. So essentially, something teacher also told me, or mentored, is how he likes to think of motivation as the ignition of the car. How he can set you on the highway and actually put you in the right place. But then discipline is where you have to drive the car yourself, where you actually have to follow the road and tag along. And essentially, that's just the difference between motivation and discipline. Motivation is the first step of success. Discipline is the leading factor of success. To know everything about motivation and discipline, I will be talking about more about books in the future. The next video will include a paragraph from the book Tribes by Seth Godin about the school. I may just bring in the school teacher experiment, which is just a marketing experiment, basically. There isn't really a lot more to say about that. On thinking, if you're for example, an entrepreneur like me, trying to reach financial freedom, as most do in this state, I strongly believe that you should always have an idea of yourself who has succeeded in the future. Because if you can clearly see yourself as a successful entrepreneur with $200 million in your bank account, then that is one of the best things you could have to not only get infinite amounts of motivation, that's not really true, but kind of, and a lot more discipline. How anytime you feel like you have, for example, sinned or done something bad, you will just have to look on the bigger scale. For example, in 10 years, how will you look, how will you feel, how will you smell, how will you act? You will have to act like you do now as how you would do then in the future. Really nothing else to say about that. I hope you will have a wonderful day. I hope you have a very wonderful day. I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend. And see you in the next one. Bye bye.